Welcome back to In the Garden. I'm here with Jordan from Grange Co-op, and today we're talking about planting cucurbits. And if you're wondering what the heck is a cucurbit, you probably already know what it is. It's your pumpkins, it's your watermelons, it's your squash,
gourds,
yes.
cucumbers.
All that family. So we're gonna plant them. Jordan, what is the best way to go about planting these kind of guys?
They have a lot of similar habits, but the big thing about cucurbits, they're either going to want to grow up or going to want to grow out. So especially in a more refined space like this, we need to adjust how we're able to grow these and incorporate them into their otherwise full but not overcrowded bed.
Okay, so let's get to planting here. We have a pumpkin here.
Yes,
and we
you got
have
a pumpkin. I got acorn squash.
Acorn squash, and okay, we're gonna plant them. And you said we can plant them close to the edge of the bed because it can spill over onto the side and let nature do its thing.
Exactly, especially if you're not dealing with a hot surface like asphalt, they'll be just fine. It might be a little bit difficult to walk around, but you got other room in the garden. Yeah.
And then when it comes to watering your cucurbits, how much water do we need for your squashes and your pumpkins and your watermelons?
So being plants that were cultivated from more desert and arid regions, they're not going to be quite as water intense as some of your other veggies. They do benefit from a very deep watering and letting the top dry out in between. So as much as you're able to adjust your watering patterns for that, great. Biggest thing about all cucurbits, regardless of what actual vegetable or fruit they are, is avoid overhead watering. So they do not like sprinklers. They're not going to like sprinkler hoses or leaky drip. All that water should be going directly onto the ground, not on their leaves.
Okay, and so I have a pumpkin here, and we've kind of got some sparse...
A little leggy?
Yes, yeah. Little guys here. We shouldn't separate them. We should keep them together, right?
I wouldn't worry about separating them. They're at a very fragile size, easy to plant because there's so little plant tissue, but trying to separate them is going to result in probably some breakage. Instead, I like planting all three, and you have the option of, if they're all healthy and you have the room for it, let them grow out in their own directions. Otherwise, after a week or two, maybe pick the strongest start or two and thin out the others.
Okay, and then we have this gate here. This is to separate kind of, we got, your herbs and then the vegetables.
Also something to let them climb on too. So your little pumpkins are a little bit young, they don't need to be starts, and if they're growing on the ground, they definitely don't need to be any training. But with this table squash, so if I was interested in letting it grow upright, I'm gonna take a sturdy stem, try to get a little bit more than just a singular leaf that might have weak tissue, and gently tie it up there. And so as that grows, I can keep training it and get a little bit more of that ground surface area that's
to grow upwards. Okay.
Otherwise, at minimum too, if you have some compact varieties like there are patio cucumbers and such, maybe a couple bamboo stakes will be all you need.
Okay, and then shade-wise, do these plants require a whole lot of shade or?
Full sun, actually. Again, the arid plants, those big leaves are giant solar panels, and they're going to need as much sun as they can get to develop that really big fruit.
All right, let photosynthesis do its thing. Yes. I remember that from school. Okay, well, if you guys want to learn more information about planting your cucurbits, again, your watermelons, your cucumbers, your pumpkins, of course, you can always head into a Grange Co-op store to learn from the best of the best, or of course, you can head over to KDRV.com to learn more information. Thanks so much for joining us in the garden.